down on the couch eating chips and watching TV and not enjoying your life when you could be out doing something that, you know, is really cool.
If you were one of the 1,100 people that is sitting on your fat fucking ass watching us right now,
get the hell out of
maybe you should get a fucking life. That's basically what we're telling everybody. But hey, you know.
Yeah. But that's the point. You never get this time back, and you can't get it back. It's over with. So that cheapens that, and it pushes it off, and it gives you, well, I'll do it tomorrow. Well, it doesn't matter. I've got another life, and it'll be so much better over here. And if it is the way we think it is, that is just all of this ability, all of this time, all of this beauty that you missed just because you didn't acknowledge or worry about what you're going to miss if you do run out of time. Well, that's my take on it.
No, and I'd just like to say that we've all had the experience. Well, no, this is a very poor way of wording it. We've all, at some point, not existed, right? So, I mean, it's not like it's an impossible concept.
That was the worst way of wording it I've ever heard. It was.
Yeah. No, the beginning. The beginning. I was going to say
be scared of death like you were of not being born. You know, the time before you were born, or something like that. Yeah. You won't exist. Didn't exist before you were born. You won't exist after you die.
Yeah, it was Mark Twain. Someone asked him to.
There you go.
Aren't you scared of death? And he goes, no, I wasn't scared before I existed, or something like that. So,
yeah. My birth.
Before we get on to my question, I'm sorry, go ahead.
No. Go ahead. Promote the Skeptic Fence Show.
That's what I'm going to do, actually. Yeah.
We have goddamn David
Silverman on this fucking motherfucking Saturday.
Silverman on the next show.
It was a 90-minute fucking debate, or not debate, interview. And I'm going to play a sample right here. Do you mind? Should I play the sample? The Tide sample?
If you want, or you can make let the people decide if they want the sample. Or
all right. You guys want the Silverman sample? Thumbs up or say yes if you want the Silverman sample. It's only like a 10-second sample. Yeah, it's going to be the Tide sample. We might as well play the Tide sample. We had a fun freaking time with David Silverman. Let me tell you, it's probably one of my... It was a fun... Cockpuss, you were funny, dude, and he loved it. You were funny, he fucking loved it.
I'm always funny. I won't keep me around.
All right, everybody says yes. All right, we'll play a little sample here. Let me get it up here real quick. Oh my God, this is really good, guys, and you're really gonna like it.
And the whole point is show up for the fucking show.
And by the way, the link, if you want to subscribe to the link, you'll see Skeptic Fence Show down below. Refresh if you don't see it in the description down below. But this is really funny.
And for those of you that haven't seen it, guys, our next show will be this weekend.
Time goes in,
this Saturday.
Never miscommunication.
At what is it? 8 o'clock Eastern.
9 o'clock Eastern Standard Time.
9 o'clock Eastern, sorry. I'm not in that time zone, so I always screw that up.
That's okay.
But you get to see the Cooter Report live, and you get to see the full interview with Silverman, and so fucking show up to the goddamn... You subscribe to the Skeptic Fence channel, and then fucking show up for the show. It's pretty much that simple.
And subscribe to everybody else here.
We want y'all calling in and asking us questions. So especially if there's anybody out there that is creationist or anything else, guys, we're not going to berate you. We're not going to hammer you. We'll let you talk. So if you want to come on, please do.
Yeah, and here we go with the sample right here. Let's see if David Silverman, which we're not going to let you know if he really answers it or if he does answer, but you're going to find out right now. You're going to have to come and watch the show to see if he does really answer it later on. But here we go. This is funny.
Tide goes in, tide goes out. Never a miscommunication. You can't explain that. You can explain why the tide goes in.
Tide goes in, tide goes out.
See, the water, the tide comes in, and it goes out, Mr. Silverman.
Maybe
it
it's
always comes in
on top of Mount Olympus who's making the tides go in and out.
No, but you can't explain that.
So obviously my first question to you is going to be, how do the tides work? Have you figured that out yet?
Actually, we already knew that.
Really?
Yeah, we actually already knew that. And, you know, I get asked often, you know, that's, of course, the appearance, the preeminent appearance, my most famous appearance ever.
Come on, dude, that was epic. That was fucking funny as shit. So yeah, go if you guys want to see the 90-minute interview. Show up this Saturday night for a Skeptic Fence Show. It's gonna be a fun time. Cockpuss, man. A+ show was good.
It was a really fun interview.
Good.
He knows who I am. He's like, I've seen your videos. I was like,
Yeah, Darkman, we're gonna say anything?
David Silverman wouldn't be an atheist if he knew that the Bible was a real book.
Yeah. I hate, guys, by the way, I do, no matter what you say, I have this book.
Oh, God.
Oh, is that, oh God.
No,
I thought it was a Bible.
I want to know how you feel as a creationist now, Cobb.
Yeah, I'm going to bed, and you know, it's actually pretty simple now. I've got it all figured out. I'm gonna fucking be loaded. I'm gonna be like that. Remember that really trashy atheist from YouTube? He watched one debate with Ken Ham. Ken Ham convinced him to be a creationist. I'm going to be like the moderator of that fucking museum before you know it. I'm going to fucking cash in on this shit.
You guys are sick. Oh my God, we still have over 1,000 people.
Oh, I just had a freaking awesome idea. Any atheist that goes to
that
museum
you have an
from
idea?
now on needs to wear a freaking bow tie. Everybody that goes to the museum needs to walk in there with a fucking bow tie on.
Oh, it's fucking, yeah, go do that. That's awesome. That's a good one. I like that. That's funny. That's right. Darkman, were you going to say something? You were going to bust on Coctopus, I think, if I know you.
No, I already said what I was going to say.
Let's, I got one more question here. I think Negation might have one more, and maybe we'll wrap this up. I hate to really leave.
The table.
I know. I wrote.
Anybody else has got to really ask anything. I don't want to.
Yeah, yeah, go ahead. Well, I was going to come up with one more question or something to discuss, and everybody else could go. But no, what else you guys want to talk about with the debate? You know, if not, I got a question here. Up to you guys.
Anybody else got anything?
What the fuck was that? He's like, so yeah, just want
to do whatever you want. Okay, that's fine.
Come on, I've got a good question. Just one more.
What was that movie? What was that movie? Where you guys I forget what that question was, but.
Well, does anybody want to say a few words about Ham's bullshit distinction between historical science and observational science?
Oh, jeez, man.
Well, yeah, I mean, like I said earlier, that there's obviously no historical science backing up the creation story, but he has absolutely no problem believing that shit. And anything with like a shitload of evidence, like I guess he can just shrug off, and then something with no evidence, he can just make up the evidence as he goes along, and it's a pretty awesome double standard to witness.
Well, it's because people have a problem with when it comes to microevolution, macroevolution, which I think Bill and I hit a little bit on, is the problem. And I'm going to read you guys a couple comments from our YouTube section here. And okay, you guys can finish up with that, guy. I'm sorry. Go ahead. Anybody else want to go on that? Sorry.
Only thing I have to say on it is just to mirror what Nye said. It's science, jackass. It's not historical. It's science. There's one thing. It's not 1,000 things that you're going to break it into and try to classify all these quote-unquote facts. Because, again, it is not just a noun. It's a verb. We use it. There is a method that you go through to discern what is real. And until he understands that, it's just laughable to hear him say shit like that.
It is.
I actually have a point to make about the historical science thing. It used to be scientifically accepted that the sun went around the earth. You know, like, scientifically, historically, science has been wrong plenty of times. And then religion, when science tries to correct itself, has often imposed itself and threatened science and scientists. That's back in the day. Ken Ham would have been like the executioner at the guillotine. You know, it was today we're not allowed to do that kind of shit. But back in the day, they would have been like, you know, oh no, we're gonna put you on the fucking stretcher, or if you're gonna say shit like evolution and anything comes from God, you know, doesn't come from God, blah 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 blah. They take that faith to such a fucking level, and they convince themselves that they're the moral ones. That the Bible is moral, and that they know what's best for everybody, and that if they harm people, it's for their own good, and shit like it's disgusting.
And you know what pissed me off? That they feel. Well, one real quick, Darkman, you can go real quick, and I'm sorry I interrupted you, but the one thing I hate is they feel they're a higher authority over everybody else, especially us atheists or secular humanists. That's what I can't stand. Like, they're smug about it. Like, you don't fucking know nothing. I know absolute fucking knowledge. I have absolute knowledge, or I have absolute morality. I know what morality is, and it's in the Bible. And they have this higher authority. Like, they feel they're like above us, and that's what pisses me the fuck off. So go ahead, Dark Matter.
Well, what I was going to say is, Ken Ham has this misunderstanding about historical science versus observational science. And let's say the person that Ken Ham loves most in the world is murdered. And the police, there's no witnesses. Nobody saw it happen. But, police have DNA evidence. They have fingerprints. They have a murder weapon. They have all kinds of evidence of how it went down. Is Ken Ham going to accept any of that? Or is he just going to say, well, nobody saw it happen?
No, of course. I mean, when science can help you. He's like, I love science. I'll have a cell phone, and I'll have me Apple. And you all can't be poofters, but you got no Sheilas and your boozers.
I am God, and you will listen to me, all of you motherfuckers. I'm just kidding.
Wow. No, really?
That's
You're
amazing.
kidding? Because I really thought that was God. And I'm like, man, and he's only coming in through the headphones.
I was not an atheist for like 2 seconds there. He had me. I thought...
All the evidence I need.
Bow down to your master.
Apparently God's from Jersey.
Hey, you got a fucking problem with that?
Freaking, like, hair horn on this fucking 5-head.
Yo, what the fuck? Huh? Yeah, come fucking
5-head.
say that shit in my fucking face, motherfucker. No, I'm just kidding. Go ahead.
One of the things that we've mentioned a few times, and Dark Matter kind of hit on it there about which evidence in the criminal investigation would Ken Ham accept. One of the things that he did during the debate, and that Christian apologists, creationists do a lot, is that they will describe an actual philosophical problem that we all have to contend with, and usually describe the problem fairly accurately, and then they'll make up a reason why it doesn't apply to them. And with Ken Ham, it was the case of, it was the, you weren't there stuff. Well, you don't know what happened in the past because you weren't there. And the only way you could know what happened in the past is if someone who was there and knew everything told you what happened. And Ken Ham believes that that's his position because God wrote the Bible, and he bases his starting point is the Bible, which was written by God, who knows everything and witnessed everything. Therefore, his conclusions are more trustable than ours. And he says, if you don't do that, then if God's not your ultimate authority, then man is your ultimate authority. And you can't trust man as much as you can trust God. He tries to make it sound like Christians or people who accept his version of Christianity get to escape this philosophical problem of never having complete certainty. And the problem is that even if you say that God is your ultimate authority, it's still really you. It's still man, because it's you interpreting what you believe to be God's message to you. It all comes down to empirical evidence. Even if you try to argue that it's revelation, that you're getting this directly from God, you're still relying on your senses, your reason, your faculties to interpret and make sense of this data, whether you believe it's coming from God or whether you believe it's coming from what you see and hear in the room around you. There's just no way around this philosophical problem. We can never have true certainty. And the problem with what Ken Ham does is he acknowledges that problem, but then he tries to say, yeah, but we got a way out of it. And he doesn't have a way out of it. He's stuck as a prisoner of his senses just the same as the rest of us are.
No, it's the classic appeal to authority, like he did the whole night.
Yeah, and he established, the way he gets around it is he establishes this book as being infallible. Mm-hmm. But what he doesn't get is that from that same book, all these different viewpoints and denominations arise. Who, are they right or are they wrong?
Not to mention
translations.
Right? Not to mention translations.
That doesn't even begin translations. That's just the beginning of the freaking argument. If you really want to look at the past and the historicity of the Bible, you go into Gnostic, you go into.
It's hard to take something literally if it's not in its original language.
Original form.
And we have zero original
of the originals. Exactly. Yeah.
That makes it very problematic.
Yeah, it does, and of course there's a lot of people out there, documentaries that would approve, people that are actually theologians, that are Christians, that would actually say that, we don't know what was said. We don't know. A lot of shit got lost in translation. And we have a lot of scribes out there that really fucked up, and we have evidence of how they fucked up and what was really said in this piece of scripture. We don't know. And that's the thing that people need to realize, how fucked up Scripture is. That's the big point that I like to put out, is like, go investigate it. Go read a couple Bart Ehrman books. Go do that. If you're a Christian, go read how fucked up of the evidence that we do have of the Bible, how messed up it really is. Go to Dark Matter.
Here's how fucked up some of the Scripture is. You have Jesus saying that you're a hypocrite if you don't pray alone in seclusion, behind closed doors. And then you have verses of Jesus praying. Who wrote this shit? How do they know what Jesus said to God? Unless he was being a hypocrite, unless he was, praying in front of people.
And you got to remember, back in the, I would say, 1st, 2nd century, which just has been proven too in many texts, is that back then, when the priests and all them made up the decision on how to compile the New Testament canon, and I got a lot of knowledge on this. I've been researching this for 3-4 years now. Is like when they compiled this New Testament, it was a political movement. A lot of Gnostic Gospels were pushed aside. I think Negation might be able to follow up on this. They pushed all this shit aside, man. They said this ain't right until we, what was it, the Naga. What was it called? Negation. The Naga. The Gnostic Gospels that were just recently, well, not recently found, in 1990, I think was, where the Gnostic Gospels were found in Nag Hammadi. It was found in Egypt. No, I think it was Egypt. Nag Hammadi were found in Egypt, and it was 50-some-odd books, 52 books, Gnostic Gospels, Nag Hammadi. Thank you very much. Some of you already confirmed that for me. Thank you. Nag Hammadi, and it was Gnostic Gospels. They hid them. They hid them from what the majority denomination was back then in the 1st century. They hid them. They tested them, and they said, well, this is 1st century or 2nd century. They found it, and you know what? It contradicts a lot. The reason why they got rid of them, because they said, this is a little bit, too far-fetched. We're gonna, get rid of this shit, but we're gonna implement this. But it was a very political movement back then, man, to determine what they want to put in the New Testament canon. There's a lot of documentaries, a lot of people, a lot of books. Bart Ehrman, you go research it, man. Just open your mind and research it, critical thinking, and look at these claims. It's very telling, man. It's awesome, actually. Go ahead. Whoever wants to talk, I'm sorry. Anyone? I guess I cut somebody else. So we're going to go.
I am going to point out the supernova deal. Dark matter that plays directly to you. You have to make a supernova building the ark. That would be a great video, man.
The logistics involved.
All right, what do you got to do? We got a couple ideas for here. Dark Matter is the debate. Of course, you want to make something about appeal to authority cartoon, and also what would be a good cartoon, I think, would be Ken Ham making his fucking Noah's Ark in the last 3-4 years. Like research that. That'd be cool. Where like he got a tax break for 3-4 years, and then he only has 10% of his funds. And then explain why he didn't get people
Noah
to donate.
Didn't get a tax break.
Yeah, and exactly. Compare it to like Noah back in the day, how he did it, and currently how Ken Ham's doing it. I think it'd be a pretty good fucking animation. Have at it. That would be funny though, right? I don't know, man. Anything else, guys? You want to talk about? I think we talked about a lot, man. So if we want to wrap it up, we can wrap it up. If you guys want anything else, closing statements, anything. And guys, please.
Supernova.
Yeah, supernova.
Supernova, dude. Noah had superpowers, remember?
I just noticed your image, man. That's fucking funny shit.
Yeah, hell yeah. Fuck yeah, Supernova. He's out to collect food of every kind. Not species, but kind. Because that's creationist word that we use to get around bullshit.
All right, guys, we're going to close it down here, but what I want from all you guys here is to please, down here, refresh if you have to, right down below the video that you're watching. Please subscribe to all these awesome people right here, right now. Steve Shives, Dark Matter 2525, Coctopus Prime, Negation of P, and myself, Live Life 8072. And you guys know the reason why I did this is to gather a few awesome fucking people together. Watch the debate so Ken Ham makes less fucking money and just have a good time. In a I guess secular humanist type of environment, I should say, not an atheist, but a secular humanist or a humanist type of environment. So we have a little discourse here with some cool people, people that we enjoy viewing and watching, and just that's it. So guys, closing statements. We'll go to Steve Shive, then the Dark Matter, Coctopus, Negation, and me, and we'll be out of here. Steve Shives, thank you for coming out, man.
Oh, I'm glad I could be here. I had a great time at the pre-show. I had a great time at the post-show, and I had a great time watching the debate. I think Bill Nye did as good as I hoped he would. He really held it down, held up the scientific viewpoint against a lot of classic creationist bullshit from Ken Ham, and I'm really pleased with how things turned out. And I had a great time. Thanks for having me.
You're welcome, man. Anytime. And it was really nice to have you. We haven't hung out in a little while there, Steve, so thank you for coming. Dark Matter.
It was very nice, Steve. I haven't ever done a show with you either. It was awesome.
Yeah, man.
Thanks, Steve. This was fun.
Yeah, it was a fun time.
It was. I had a great time.
Yeah. Dark Matter 2525. What's up, bitch?
Yeah, thanks for inviting me and everything. I was glad to be here. It was fun. I like everybody on the show, so that's cool. And I just think that it's funny how Bill Nye and Ken Ham, how their positions kind of emulate who they are. Bill Nye is actually able to respond to questions and change and adapt to the situation at hand and what's going on in the debate, like evolution. And Ken Ham is just rigid and can't cope at all, and he doesn't. He stays the same. He doesn't evolve like Scripture. He can't cope with new findings and new information. And when presented with certain questions, he won't even risk an answer. If he doesn't know it, he'll just go right back onto his train tracks of his comfortable viewpoint and reiterate things he said 1,000,000 times before.
Yep.
And that is the recipe for a dying ideal. It's if you can't change and adapt to the situation, then you're doomed. And I think that this religion is doomed, barring any kind of worldwide tragedy. I think the only thing that can save it is some kind of huge tragedy, economic or war, depression. That's the only thing that can save this religion. But all right, I'm kind of going off on a big tangent.
No, you're good and very well said. But I just got a message here on. I just got a message on our promotion video here, Dark Matter, and it's for you. It was a question to you, Dark Matter. If you want to answer this before Negation and Coctopus goes, the question is, why is Dark Matter 2525 such a fine piece of ass? You want to answer that, Dark Matter? I'm sorry. There's somebody asked me that question.
Well, I didn't really want to get into that because, it kind of exposes me as a... I mean, the only way it could be is if there was a God that created me. I mean, an ass like this can't just arise naturally. So
That's...
I didn't want to admit it. I didn't want to come out here and just...
I'm surprised half you guys didn't even laugh.
My ass proves God.
So I guess you do have a fine piece of ass. Okay, good. All right, good to hear. Thanks, Dark Matter, for coming out, man. I appreciate it, man. Good to have you on. Coctopus, closing statement, bitch.
Yeah, it was actually a very interesting. I'd say our show is more interesting, just because we're fucking so awesome. But I mean, that's just me.
That's exactly it.
I thought
it's just you.
I thought I was hilarious and insightful. I didn't come off as drunk or stoned at all. I'd give myself a 9 out of 10.
Oh, guys, I mean, like, seriously, before Negation goes or Coctopus Fish, guys, you gotta show up for the Skeptic Fence show this Saturday. Coctopus was a fucking pleasure to have, man, as a co-host. It was fucking phenomenal. It's funny, and he also does a good report every episode with us. But you want to finish up, Coctopus? If not, we're gonna go to a Negation here.
Yeah, I do want to say everybody should show up for that fucking Skeptic Fence show next week, because it really is. I really did a good job. I was really funny, and I was really insightful in that interview. I give myself a 9 out of 10. You should check it out.
And the most impressive thing is how humble he is. It's just amazing.
Very humble.
How can he be that good?
On the scale of 1 to 10 on humbleness,
yeah, I think we all know this here.
I give myself a 9 out of 10 on humble.
I think that this closing statement is also a 9 out of 10.
Thank you.
Oh my God, this video is gonna be awesome at the end. Oh, I can't wait to get it going. Go ahead, vacation.
No, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into the bow tie business and go park my ass right in front of the Creation Museum. And when they ask me what the hell I'm doing, I'm saying, dude, I thought frickin' Nye, since he owned your ass so frickin' bad, he owned this place now. So that's, again, thank everybody. It was really fun, and we'll see y'all this weekend. That's all I've got.
Man, again, before we get out of here, which we're going to here right now, guys, we still have 722 people in here. Cockpuss, you doing the after show or no? No? You're out.
Oh, God.
I know it's tempting for you, motherfucker.
You probably only get like 100 people.
Yeah, I'm done. But, guys, seriously, thank you, man. This was great. It was off the cuff. It was last minute for me. I just really compiled it in last week. Got some graphics done, and I want to put out a thank you again to my friends here, Steve Shive, Darkmatter2525, Coctopus Prime, Negation of P, and their links are right below the video as we end here. Please go subscribe to these guys if you like what they had to say. Go support these guys, man. These are some really cool people, man, that I really enjoy talking to. And that being said, guys, I'll put a little promotion out for the Skeptic Fence Show. Please join us this Saturday. Link is also down below.
All right. Go ahead. Put a link up to my Vaughn real quick.
I'll do that. Okay. He wants to do a show, so
it's going to be a quick one.
It's going to be a quick one. Dark Matter. Dark Matter. When's the next video coming out before we get out of here? Come on. Give us something.
I don't know. I'm working on ideas.
No ideas yet.
So,
okay.
Yeah. Well, by the way, what happened to Price?
I tried to call him back. I called him on his phone during this debate. He wouldn't answer, dude. I have no idea. I called him. I got his cell phone number, 919 number. I called him, wouldn't answer. Didn't pick up. Nothing, dude. Gone. You see how many times I tried to add him in the pre-show? Add him. He wouldn't come back. Then he just kicked off of Skype, and he was just gone, man. I was just like, what the hell, man? I was like, okay, whatever. But now I feel bad because I don't know if he lost connection, lost the internet, or what's going on, but I don't know what the hell went on. But I feel bad because I really want to have him on. He talked a little bit, but it happens. Yeah.
Anybody else got anything, Steve, or anybody else?
We are out of here. I'll edit this show. I'll edit the post, give it all to you guys, all the links when it's up, and then we'll roll with it, man. It was a great, really good rational discourse, civil discourse we had tonight, post and pre. You guys are the best. And, guys, thank you. Guys, if it wasn't for all you out there, not just saying... I thank Dark Matter, Steve Shives, Coctopus, myself, Negation, Matthew Steele, anybody else that promoted, all you guys that shared on Facebook, Twitter, to come here and just said, screw fucking Ken Ham, we're not going to view his fucking debate on his live feed so he gets more money. Come here, and you did it here. I appreciate it. I would never have thought that we would hit 1,900 people. Seriously, I was only thinking 300-400 people with everybody promoting a little bit on their Facebooks or whatever. We hit 1,900. Freaking amazing. Because everybody liked the message that I had. Fuck him. Come over here. Watch it here, and I'll try to give you at least a good quality feed. And I think it was a good quality feed.
Between I give you 9 out of 10 for taking credit. between Coctopus's awesomeness and Dark Matter's ass, what else do you expect?
And Steve Shive's beard, look at it. He got a nice little beard going on there, man. Come on now.
I touch myself while I look at your beard.
I know, he has a better beard than you, fucking Coctopus.
I know.
You can't help it.
I touch myself while I look at it.
And he's right in Maryland. He's in Maryland. He's not too far from me. Well, I'm coming down to Florida very soon. You guys know that. I know I already told you guys fucking January, but it's coming down soon. But okay, we're out of here. We're going overboard here. So, guys, we're going to quit right now. Thank you, guys. We appreciate it. And it was an historic night, and I'll get this video up very soon.
Put a link up to my.
I already did. This is Coctopus. He's going right now. There it is, 5 times in a row. Go over there, click that link right now. Go over to Coctopus Prime Show and check him out for a little bit, guys. Love you guys. Be good. All right.
Yeah.
If you guys.